What's good, y'all? This is Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I'm hitting up Burlington to see if I can find some stuff to sell on eBay and on Poshmark. So let's get into it.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it.
Alright, y'all, so the first pair of shoes I came across was this pair of Nike Metcons, and Metcons are really popular for CrossFit, but overall this shoe isn't as popular as it used to be, and the value isn't there anymore, so I've hardly ever picked these up anymore. Next, I came across this pair of Cole Haan Lunagrands, and Cole Haan Lunagrands for $60. That's how much I would usually get for them, and if they're brand new with the box, probably about $100, but that price was just too much, so not enough profit to be made. Here I came across a pair of Adidas Continentals, and I've been selling these like crazy lately because I did pick some up from the Adidas outlet for only $15, but since they were asking a little more, I had to pass. Now those are just a pair of like New Year's Eve shoes I came across. I've been seeing a ton of people wear these shiny shoes during New Year's Eve, so I just wanted to get that on camera. Next up was this pair of Adidas Micro Pacers, and I've been seeing these in Burlington's fairly often. This Micro Pacer colorway, but to me they look dope, but they don't really sell on eBay or on Poshmark, so even though I do like them, I still pass on them. Now here was a pair of Pumas. Now Pumas really stepped up their game over the past couple of years, so some of the Puma sneakers they actually do resell for some decent profit. That one I'm not too familiar with, so drop a comment if you guys flipped those in the past, but I'll have to do some more research on those. Next was this pair of Nike ACGs, and if you guys follow the channel, you guys know I picked up a pair for $3.50 a couple days ago, so I'm going to pass on those. Here is another pair of those Micro Pacers, and these were really dope, and I might have to pick these up and do some more research and see if these have been selling, because I haven't seen this particular style yet, but this one looks pretty dope to me. Now this is no surprise if you guys shop in Burlington. I'm sure you guys seen a ton of those Nike Shox Gravity. Those have no resale value, so if you guys come across those, always pass on those unless you get it for like $1 or $2, but on anything else than that, it's too much money. Next, I found a pair of Adidas Tresk Runs, and I've been seeing these a lot in different Burlingtons in the same exact colorway, and they have been selling for like 60, sometimes $70, but this one was actually worn, so this was probably a return. As you guys can see, there was a bunch of stains on this, but this particular style and colorway has been selling, so if you guys find some that's in much better condition than this one, you could probably pick it up and get a decent flip, but like I said, those were a little too worn for me. Here's a pair of Nike golf shoes for women, and these were a size 11, so that's not a really good size to try to sell. This would probably sit for a very long time, but if this wasn't a smaller size, I probably would have took a chance on those. Now this was pretty dope in my opinion. This is a pair of Reebok Legacies, one of Iverson's sneakers, and his sneakers don't usually resell for a ton of profit. Some do. I'm not too sure about this one in particular, but I probably will still pick this one up since Iverson definitely is one of the GOATs, and he does have a huge fan base, so if I pick these up, they shouldn't have a problem selling pretty quickly. Next up is this pair of Nike Romelios, and I believe this is the Romelio 3, and these are like powerlifting shoes. Adidas has similar shoes. I believe there's the Addy Power or the Addy Lift. Those usually sell for a decent amount of profit, and so do these. So if you guys can find them in a good size, definitely pick them up. And for $29.99, this is a no-brainer. Here was a pair of Columbia boots, and I never seen these before, so I definitely just wanted to do some more research on these. And it said Columbia Montrail, and I've sold Montrail sneakers in the past that I picked up from the thrift for like 50 or 60 bucks, but once I checked the comps on eBay, I wasn't seeing any sold listings for those boots, so I passed on them just for that reason. Here was another pair of Romelio 3s, and this one, I believe this was in a size 14, so this was a much bigger size, and size 14 isn't the best size to try to sell, but as you guys seen, I picked up a bunch of size 16s and 18s from Ross, and one of those even sold already, so I'll take a chance on this size 14. Here was a pair of, I believe it's called the Air Force Max, and this is the shoe that I picked up in size 16 from Ross a couple days ago for I think $3 or $4. and those sold already for 60 bucks, either 60 or 65. I'm not exactly sure. I'll put the sold listing on the screen for you guys. But since I've had experience selling those shoes, I'm gonna keep looking out for that particular style and colorway. But they were just asking too much in this store, and as you guys can see, some of these were pretty stained, so you always got to make sure you check out the overall condition of some of these shoes in Burlington, because sometimes they've gotten kicked around and they've been returned. So even though they might be sitting on the shelves, you still have to really check them out, make sure they're clean. Here's another pair of those Air Force Maxes. 50 bucks were just a little too much for me, but if I can find them for a lower price, I'll definitely scoop these up. Here's another pair as well. They had a bunch of different colorways in here, but they were all 50 bucks. So if they go on clearance for about 20, I'll definitely take a chance and I'll probably grab all of them up. So now I'm in the clearance section, and everything on this back wall should have like a red discount sticker on here. So hopefully I can find some decent stuff. And the first thing I found was this pair of Air Force Ones for only 25 bucks. And this one was actually for women, and these are really dope in my opinion. So for 25 bucks, I think there should be some money to be made, especially since Air Force Ones, people are picking these up like crazy nowadays. And here was a pair of Dame, I believe these are the Dame 5s. They're not a ton of resale value on his shoes, but for the price, I probably should have picked these up. These are only 20 bucks, so I didn't do any research on these, but I think it was like a size 16, so I might do some research and come back for those. Now, this was a really good find. Here's a pair of Wolverine Chelsea boots, and they were only asking 18 bucks for these, so this was definitely probably the best find of the day so far. And if this was my size, I probably would have kept them, but of course we just got to get this money. Alright y'all, so we are back, and I picked up 5 pairs of shoes from Burlington today, and from past experience I usually only used to leave with 1 or maybe 2 pairs, but today was a good day, so I'll show you guys what I picked up and how much I think it'll sell for on eBay or on Poshmark. Alright y'all, so first up is this pair of Nike Romelios, and these are basically like powerlifting or weightlifting shoes, but these shoes should probably sell for around 80 to about 100 bucks, and this is in a size 14, and it's not the best size, so it might sit for a while, but I've sold larger sizes in a short amount of time, so I went ahead and took a chance on it. Next up, we got another pair of Romelios, and this is the Romelio 3, and this one is in black, of course, and same price, $29.99, and these should also sell for around 80 to 100 bucks. I'll put some comps on the screen and just show you guys how much they've been selling for, but I'm pretty sure these will sell pretty quickly, especially since this is a size 12, and the size 12s also sit sometimes sit, but a size 12 will probably sell a lot faster than that 14 would. Next up, we got a pair of Iversons, and this is actually the Legacy model, and these are really dope in my opinion. I never was a huge fan of like Iverson sneakers, but Iverson is definitely one of my favorite players, so as soon as I saw these shoes, I definitely had to gravitate towards them, and they were 35 bucks, and I've seen comps for as low as 60 and as high as 80. So as long as I price mine somewhere around that $80 mark, I'll be happy with the return, and hopefully these do sell fast, because like I said, Iverson is definitely one of the GOATs. Next up, we got a pair of Air Force Ones in a 9.5 for women, and I seen comps for these all over the place. I seen some sell for as low as 50 and some as high as 80. So that just lets me know that there is some value to these shoes, and I'll probably price mine closer to that $80 mark. And these are in a size 9.5, so not the best shoe for women, but these definitely do sell pretty quickly. And these were only $24.99, so there's definitely some money to be made as long as I price them high. And if I'm selling them somewhere between 70 and 80 bucks, I'll be happy with that. And last but not least, this is definitely my style all day long. I picked up a pair of Chelsea boots from Wolverine, and these were only $17.99. This was definitely the biggest deal of the day, and that's why you always got to check that clearance rack in Burlington, because you never know how much they'll price some of these shoes. And I've seen comps for these as high as 100 bucks, and I've seen some well over 100. I think I've seen some for like 120 and 140. So I'll price mine pretty high. I don't have the original box, of course, but I'll definitely price mine around that $100 mark and see how long they take to sell. But overall, Wolverine 1,000-mile boots, these are definitely highly sought after, and there's a ton of value to these. So if you guys come across these in the thrift, or even if you have to pay a little more for them, definitely pick them up, because these will definitely sell pretty quickly. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit.